How'd you lose them?
The treatment for my spine affects my DNA.
You sacrificed your power so you could walk.
What do you know about it?
I've lost my fair share.
Huh. Dry your eyes, Eric. Doesn't justify what you've done.
You've no idea what I've done.
I know that you took the things that mean the most to me.
Well, maybe you should have fought harder for them.
If you want to fight, Eric, I will give you a fight!
Let him come.
You abandoned me! You took her away and you abandoned me!
Angel. Azazel. Emma. Banshee. We were supposed to protect them! Eric, where were you, Charles? You abandoned us all.
Welcome to Zach and Jay's Ticket Stubs. This is episode 1, X-Men
Yes.
Days Future Past.
Episode 1. So what's... Okay, hey, I'm Jay.
Yeah, that's Jay. I'm Zach. Every week, myself and Jason get together with the occasional guest to discuss a movie of the week. Movie for this week would be X-Men Days Future Past.
And this week we have Shaquille.
Shaquille, our boy?
Our friend
What's up?
Shaquille.
Your boy Shaquille?
I'm Shaquille. What's up?
Okay, so, but before we get into actual, talking about X-Men, has there been any sort of movies or whatnot that you guys have watched over the past week?
I watched.
What'd you watch?
The Grand Budapest Hotel.
You watched that?
Hey, hold on.
With is that with Ray Finn, whatever his name?
It's
Ray
got
Fiennes?
a couple
Wait, what? I
big
have
bands.
never heard.
I heard
Oh,
it.
yeah,
I've seen a trailer for it.
seen it?
I have never seen this movie.
You know, it's like
Have you heard of it?
No, I've never heard of
It's
it.
a Wes Anderson movie.
Oh, that's why I don't like it.
You know what
No,
it looks
it's-
like?
it's-
It looks
it's
like
good.
the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. That one with the last movie Heath Ledger made before he died. It looked like that kind of style. Like it's really over styled.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's like
so.
It's like
colorful.
really over stylized,
So,
like really
hold on,
colorful.
hold on. So-
It's good. Recommend 10 out of 10.
midway
10
through
out of
the
10.
movie, they change actors.
Do they?
No,
No.
they don't.
I have never seen it.
Because Heath Ledger
It just
died.
looked like that.
No.
Well, then that movie that Zach's talking about, because Heath Ledger died.
Yeah,
when
I
filming,
know.
they had to change actors. They had
Three
some
times.
Really?
3 times. They had some
Because they had
some weird plotline where he would change Doctor Who because Heath Ledger died.
Yeah.
So
they made it because it was Heath Ledger, and then they brought in Johnny Depp,
oh Jesus.
and they brought in a third person. I think it might have been Jude Law.
Oh man.
And they switched those three
course.
people as Dr.
Funny thing,
Parnassus.
whenever I think of that movie, because the title, it reminds me of Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium. Just because the
Yeah.
title's weird.
I've never seen that.
It's Natalie Portman, Dustin Hoffman, I believe it's Dustin Hoffman,
Mhm.
and some kid. Well, see, I love Natalie Portman.
Right.
And this is right after she did V for Vendetta, so her hair was really short.
Oh,
And she played
It's a good movie.
She played a pianist who works in a magic toy store who's she's trying to become a famous pianist or whatever.
right.
Whatever. And about keeping your your fun and all this stuff, right? And dude, flat out, good fucking movie. And she looked awesome in it.
She did.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Good
She
movie.
always looks good.
She looked V for Vendetta. Great movie.
Everyone.
Flat out, I've never seen it.
You've never
Are you
seen
serious?
V for Vendetta?
I've read it, never seen it.
It's on the
What?
list. Now it's on the list.
I don't like who played. No,
Jay,
no,
I know you see
no,
it. I've
no.
seen it.
He
Hugo
has-
Weaving plays V.
He uses size. And he has long hair and a dumb looking mask.
Well,
No.
Yeah, a dumb looking mask.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is pretty dumb though.
But
The mask is
Grand Budapest Hotel is very good.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's Ray. It's
It's
Voldemort,
It's
right?
pretty. It's pretty
Voldemort.
good. What?
It's the guy who played. It's
Voldemort?
Voldemort.
Oh yeah,
Ray
Voldemort,
Fiennes
yeah.
is. I can't pronounce his name, so I'm just gonna say Voldemort.
It's got a bunch of big time actors in it. It's got,
Is it a British movie? Mostly British movie people, or
I know it's
No,
it's
no.
like one of those small
It's
it's
got
a
Bill-
smaller independent movie.
It's got
Okay.
Bill Murray in it.
It does?
Oh, Bill
Ooh,
Murray.
that's my boy.
It's got Bill Murray. It's
What's
got
wrong with Bill Murray, dude?
it's got Owen Wilson. It's got
Nope, not
no,
watching this.
no, but don't worry. He's not a big. It's got Adrian Brody
Is
in
this
it.
the
Brody.
Is this the Back in
I love
Time
Adrian
movie?
Brody.
Who's-
Well, yeah, they
Oh, wait, I know
they tell a story this guy. It used to be a big hotel, and then this guy tells a story about the past, and the whole movie's just a story he tells.
So it's
hold
like
on.
the
Of-
patient.
Hold on, I'm thinking of Owen
Like-
Wilson, A Night in Paris. I think it's the movie I'm talking about.
No, Owen Wilson's not a big, and Bill Murray. They're not even
Okay.
big.
A night. in
All right.
Paris. Is that the one where he leaves his wife or whatever
I-
for the night
And
and
it's
travels
a-
around Paris?
It's
think
another
so.
big time actor too, but
Yeah.
it's got Adrian Brody. He's the main bad
Bro,
guy.
it was good though.
I like
Yeah,
Adrian
it's
Brody.
actually pretty. It's
Okay.
it's really entertaining. I
Was?
recommend it.
Okay. 10 out of 10?
10 out of 10.
10
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
I haven't watched anything new. I watched I've been watching a lot of TV, but I watched Star Wars again.
Okay.
I watched episode 4 again. Still like it.
Yeah.
I've only seen like 1 billion times.
Yeah.
And I was watching something on TV, but I forgot what it was. It was some Western movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
But what? Like, is it?
It was like on AMC or something.
Oh,
Or something.
of course.
Oh,
it was
the
like
old,
some like
yeah.
it was something my dad would really enjoy.
Like back in the day.
Yeah, like,
Okay.
it was like not a John Wayne movie, but it was like some.
Was it like a Clint Eastwood movie?
No, it wasn't. I love Clint Eastwood. It's totally not Clint Eastwood.
Of course. Yeah.
It was like some shitty off-brand spaghetti western. It's not good at all.
Oh, yeah.
So nothing good.
Yeah.
What you say?
Me, I mean, I've been same thing. I've just been watching a bunch of HBO mostly. That's what usually nowadays, if I watch movies, it's usually on HBO unless I like specifically look for
You
it.
watch that Cat House?
No, I watched Blade Trinity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You told me to watch
yeah.
Blade Trinity.
Oh yeah, that was a piece of crap movie.
Well, here's the thing. When Blade Trinity came out, I remember because I rewatched Blade 1 and 2 when I bought Blade Trinity. So I wanted to rewatch it. And Blade 1's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Blade 1's amazing.
Blade 1's great. Blade 2 it's a good movie.
I like the characters in Blade 2.
Blade 1 is like a... It's almost kind of scary, almost to an extent. And then Blade,
I can see that, yeah.
Blade 2 is like a flat action movie.
Yeah.
And then it has Donnie Yen in it. So it's like...
It does?
Yeah, he plays one of the vampires in it. Donnie
Wait,
Yen.
is he the main one?
He's the only Asian guy in the movie.
I don't even remember that.
I do not remember an Asian
I love Donnie
vampire.
Yen. I don't even remember.
Yeah, Donnie Yen.
Wait, is he part of Blade's team?
He's the bad guy. One of the bad guy Asian people, I'm pretty sure. The only Asians in this cool stuff.
Hold on. Now I gotta...
IMDb it.
I'm about to IMDb this.
I'm pretty sure it's the Donnie Yen and Blade 2.
Dude, I'm
But then
gonna...
Blade Trinity was like... Had Ryan Reynolds in it. Had the guy from Prison Break in it.
Ooh.
And it has Sarah Jessica Parker. Jessica Biel.
Oh, dude. Norman Reedus is in that movie.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. He's the little scumbag kid that betrays Blade.
He gives him the gauntlets, right?
Yeah, I think so.
The garlic gauntlet things?
Yeah, he's the one that he was, he's Wesker's apprentice. Or
Wesker?
what's his
Wesker.
name?
Walker? Maybe?
Walker.
What's his name? Walker?
Wesker,
Chris
man.
Christopherson.
Winterhold. I don't know. What's his name again?
We're combining two games.
It's
or
What's
is
his
it?
name?
It's Blade's partner.
Yeah, he's the older guy.
Yeah.
He like trained
Yeah.
Norman Reedus.
Oh, what's his name?
I can't remember his name, and
Wes-
it doesn't show on here.
Oh,
It's
dude.
his name in there is Abraham something. I think it's Wesker.
It's not Wesker, dude.
Abraham.
Is it Whistler?
Whistler.
Whistler.
It's Whistler, I think.
Abraham
Yeah,
Whistler.
it's
Got you. Hold on, but I'm looking for
It's Donnie
Donnie.
Yen,
Yen.
I'm telling
There it
you.
is.
Donnie.
Snowman?
He's the Asian guy.
Yeah.
Snowman.
I don't
But
know.
basically, I love
I don't
Blade
know.
2 is cool, and then Blade Trinity, Jessica Biel. It's funny because when that movie came out, I was just finished watching. I just finished my watch through of Seventh Heaven, which is the classic. I think it's ABC Family. I think I'm not sure what it is.
Sounds ABC.
Classic religious, like they're a religious family. It's good drama for family. She played the older sister in it. I was all about it. That came out. She was super hot in it, like sexy. I was like, oh man, Jessica Biel's being sexy. And then yeah, it was cool.
He was definitely a good guy in Blade 2.
Was
He was part of Blade's team when they went to take out the hideout. I think he was
They
one of the first.
were bad guys.
No, when they were with Blade.
Yeah, in the sewers, weren't they bad guys?
I don't
No.
remember.
No, only
I'm trying
Ron
to
Perlman
remember.
was a bad guy. He
Only
betrayed
he
everybody.
was? Okay.
Okay.
The
course.
rest of them were
Yeah.
there to take out.
I know they're trying to.
Well, they were all vampires, but they were there to take out the mutated
Yeah, but I
vampire
thought they were
dude.
okay. I thought they were all bad guys.
Technically, they're good guys.
Okay.
I finally got around to watching Game of Thrones.
I still not started watching that, but
I'm on like
You guys
episode 8. I know I'm far behind.
You are.
Yeah,
I haven't even started.
those.
That's how far behind I am.
Oh, you haven't started?
No, I have not even started.
Like, once you get past like the first maybe like 2-3 episodes, it's like
I want to watch it. I
Okay.
just haven't watched it.
First off, episode 1 is fucking awesome. Doesn't even matter about like this is amazing. Like that doesn't get you into the show. Like you gotta watch 2 episodes, 3 episodes to get into it. I watched episode 1. I was like, that's incest. Paraplegic people.
I mean, yeah, I've seen that. I was like, man, this is
very
fucked
attractive queen lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
Does she die?
No, Cersei lives.
But I know why people now. I understand now why people love it.
But it's like the problem is like there's like no fighting in it really.
No,
I know
Except when they like massacre everybody, but that's
Well, you
not
don't see
like
it.
fighting.
You don't see it.
You really
just
don't
kinda
see it that
gloss
much?
over it, yeah.
Oh, really?
You know, this season, the finale, which happened like last week or whatever, like 2 days ago, I think. Actually, take it back.
I think it was.
It had some big battle. It was like the only really big battle they showed. It's a dramatic, like character type show, which is why it's not a movie.
Yeah, it's not a movie.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh,
But,
yeah. Okay. Anyway,
You're good.
Yeah.
I think that's all I watched though so far this week is that. So.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can remember watching is Blade Trinity. My brother started watching Thor 2 last night, and I was about to.
I hate that movie.
But then I thought about it, and I was like, I haven't seen Thor 1 yet, so I should probably wait till I see Thor 1.
I would say
to watch
with
that.
Thor,
You see Thor
with
1.
Thor 2, you don't necessarily need to see Thor 1, but the ending of Thor 1 explains the setup for Thor 2.
Yeah.
But it's like a 5-second setup. It's like not even hard.
Like, it's not even that hard to.
But I mean, I did really like Thor 1. I remember Shaquille and I watched it together.
Yeah, I like.
And we were like, "Oh, dude, Thor's coming out. We gotta get in line. We're so busy. It's a Marvel movie. Opening day. Nobody was there.
Yeah.
Nobody
Literally,
knows about Thor that much.
Nobody was in the theater. It was like me, Shaquille, and like 3 other people. It was like empty as hell. And I liked it a lot because I really liked Natalie Portman as I stated before. And then Chris Hemsworth was like whatever. He looked like Thor. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It had what's his face, Anthony Hopkins in it. And that's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah.
I hate Loki.
You don't like
I
Tom
hate
Hiddleston?
No,
I
I'm
hate
tired.
Loki.
Tumblr makes me hate him.
That's
Exactly.
fair enough.
Exactly.
Social media in general.
I mean, he's a great actor, don't get me wrong, but Tumblr makes me hate him.
Yeah.
Or at least that
He's
character. That character, not him as an actor, but
Yeah.
that character makes
Right.
me hate him. But Thor 2 was not,
Right.
not
I
good.
feel like Thor 2 should
wasn't?
have been like.
No, I mean, visually it looked good. Like,
Yeah.
visually it was cool.
Right.
But story-wise,
The story, I was like, what is
why
that?
does it matter?
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
like this.
It was cool because it showed Thor more in, like, into the, it showed him more in Asgardian-esque life. He's traveling between the worlds.
Mhm.
That's kind of cool, but it's like, good, because, you know what? You're God. Why would it...
Yeah.
Why would you like? He's mentioned in Captain America 2. It's like just call Thor. He's a god. He'll kill.
He'll just wipe out everybody.
Yeah, like no big deal. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
But okay. So
What's the next?
Now that we're-
our show.
now that we're done with our basic overview of movies for the week, let's get down to the main topic of discussion, which is X-Men: Days of Future Past, movie that just came out about 2 weeks ago, I believe.
3 weeks. 2 weeks.
Was it 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
It came
3
out
weeks ago, I think.
3 weeks.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
three
it probably was
weeks,
3 weeks. You're
ago,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago. General thoughts on it before we actually start getting into basic topics. What do you guys think? As the movie overall.
I thought it was good.
I
Thought it was good.
Yeah.
Shaquille.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was good. The thing I liked about it is that it fixed a lot of the problems that they had created with X-Men 3,
yeah.
X-Men United. Because that movie messed with that universe so much and made me so mad because they killed off one of my favorite characters, Cyclops.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But
I liked it a lot. I mean, it was definitely, I think, by far one of my favorite X-Men movies they made. The past 7 of them, I think.
yeah, I think there's 7. Yeah.
Definitely one of my favorite ones. Probably, I mean, my favorite one is definitely X2, I think.
Yeah.
Then it's probably.
But then X-Men: Days of Future Past.
And then after that's First Class for me.
First class.
Right.
Was,
First Class was good.
I mean, generally speaking, about trying to get this general overview of what I thought about it, it was really good. I mean, all the actors were really good. I mean, I watched it twice. I mean, Zach and I saw it twice.
Yeah.
And it was really good. I mean, I thought it was pretty sweet.
Solid movie.
I feel like this
Solid.
movie took like all the good parts of like the X-Men movies and kind of
It definitely.
generally like.
Yeah, I agree completely. It definitely made it like. I was telling this to Zach and all our other friends in the car on the way back. The first time we saw it, was like, people say Avengers is the best superhero movie of all time,
Right.
and I can see why. It's definitely it made the most money.
It made the most money for sure.
It had
yeah.
like the biggest like group of people, like actor wise,
And they all fit well together in the movie pretty well. I mean, like, they're all really, like, when you look at their standalone movies, they're all pretty decent characters, and they
Sure.
all take up, like, a lot of, like, ego, I guess, is that
Sure.
what you'd say? But they fit together in Avengers really, really well.
But I think what we were saying is so. This is a completely different topic, but not relating to X-Men. But with the Avengers thing you just
Right.
said, I don't think it's because the Avengers movie itself is so good. I think it's because Marvel put the money in to make 5 other movies
Right.
to let you know who these characters are. Because like if DC does that, which they're trying to do, then you'll have when Justice League comes out, you'll be like, oh well, I know Batman, I know Superman,
Yeah.
which is why I think Avengers did so well because people saw Captain America, they saw Thor, they saw Iron Man, so like, they have those ideas.
Right.
With X-Men, they can't do that.
Yeah.
So having a movie just come out like that, I think generally speaking, the characters actually did really well together.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
Well,
I thought it
I
was
was
good.
trying to say something before. Oh yeah, people say Avengers is the most it's like the best comic book movie, super movie of all time.
Right.
I think it's bullshit. I think X-Men is by far the best comic book movie of all time. I mean, it's just like
As a whole.
visually, storytelling. Like Avengers wasn't very wow.
Yeah.
Visually,
Yeah.
it wasn't very wow. Had the aliens flying around, cool.
Yeah, it had basically the Manhattan fight scene. That was about it, like visually.
Yeah, I mean that wasn't that cool. It was Hawkeye shooting arrows.
Yeah.
Not hard to do,
No.
right? And then it had like a decent, not even a decent story. It was like a traditional, very boring. Like they meet, they fight, they get together. Ooh, save the world.
Yeah.
Where X-Men was like,
Yeah.
comic books are supposed to be like very like wow and very like
You feel
over the
the-
top.
Yeah.
This movie, X-Men: Days of Future Past, was like
Was
over the
over
top.
the
I mean,
top.
Right.
future,
Especially
past,
the
powers,
beginning.
everything. Yeah.
In the future, like that was completely over the top.
Well, I mean, that's something I want to say, that the future, all the future scenes in X-Men had, like, they really did a good job of showing all the powers and stuff. Because, like,
Right.
you look at the Marvel movies, like the Marvel Studio movies, and the powers are, like, they're basic. There's, like,
Yeah.
super strength and speed, whatever. These
Yeah.
powers, they took X-Men that had powers that were going to be interesting to do. Like, Blink's powers.
Blink powers.
Like, just the way they showed
That's
Blink's
awesome.
powers, like,
Right.
having her make teleport holes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That was, like, really well done, and, like, it was totally, that was a comic book thing to do.
Yeah.
On a
Yeah.
screen, I think by far the best adaptation, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Oh yeah.
So,
Definitely. And I just think that like the powers that they have to work with mutants in general are a lot more varied, and,
Yeah.
and it's a lot. They're a lot of them are a lot more visually pleasing than
Sure.
like super strength.
yeah, definitely.
Like super strength, the most visual thing you're probably going to get is like punching through a wall.
well, they had
Like that's about
well,
it.
they
Like
they have a character that has super strength. They had to make
Yeah.
him silver.
yeah, Colossus.
They had to make him silver to be
But
appealing.
Yeah.
but that was the thing though, is that when you think about it, in that movie, Colossus didn't really do all that much.
No,
Yeah,
he
he
didn't.
didn't.
He
at all.
barely did anything.
Well, it's more like, well, you have characters that have powers that are so simple, like Hotspot. That's Human Torch.
Mm-hmm.
Just more like, it's not really fire. It's more like lava-esque.
Flowing out his
Yeah,
body.
it's more
Yeah.
like a lava type of power, but it's the same type of thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. His body becomes like
Yeah.
the thing that he's created.
It's the same kind of power. It's just more like they have characters that that make things more. It's harder for them to make a movie with X-Men characters because the powers are just different and very more
Yeah.
extravagant versus Captain America throwing a shield,
Right.
and they did a amazing job depicting that.
I feel like the powers in
Definitely.
X-Men have more of a humanistic, like, feel to it because I mean, like, Hotspot, like it's not he's not that significant, but for some reason, like the lava that's flowing out his body makes it seem like it's not like Human Torch where he just goes like,
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
you know what I'm saying?
He just like throws it out there.
I mean, and all the powers are like really just close, kind of like Wolverine. He can heal and everything, and you kind of see him when he gets hurt. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like in with X-Men characters, it's like since they can die and they're extra human. They're not like they are called Homo superior, but they're not like they're not like Superman. Like they can
Yeah.
still get shot in the
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
Most of them can still die pretty easily.
Almost say like 95%.
Yeah, for the most part, like the
Yeah.
ones that I would consider hard to kill would probably be Magneto, Wolverine,
Yeah.
Colossus would pretty hard to kill if he's in his metal shell
Depends who's-
thing.
I mean, you see what happened to him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but that was like with the Sentinels. That's completely different. Like
Yeah.
most people are not going to be able to like become
Become
like diamond hard and be able to rip
Yeah.
apart Colossus. Like
I
that's
was
a
like,
one in a
man.
million. Only Sentinels could do that type
it's
of
like
thing.
their powers, since they are human to an extent, it's like the powers that they have are not like groundbreaking. Like Blink can teleport,
Right.
but you never see her teleport.
No.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that
Right.
I've never seen her throw a portal. Maybe they did it. I didn't see it. I saw it
They did.
twice.
I think they saw it
Like once.
or
I
twice.
think I saw her in the beginning.
But most of the time,
no, even in the beginning of the movie when they're in the factory in
Support. She's like,
she's not even teleporting herself. I don't think she can do that. I don't think you can
That'd be
teleport
weird.
yourself because I think you have to throw two portals at one time
Yeah.
and then do it. Because
Mm-hmm.
she's throwing one and waiting for the person to go through it and saying another one.
Yeah.
She's not doing like boom boom and then doing it.
yeah,
I don't know.
you know. Now that I think about it, I think you're right. I don't think she ever went through a portal.
no, I don't think so.
But what she was able to do, even without going through them, was amazing. Like,
Yeah,
especially in the very beginning scene where she was fighting the Sentinel, and she was able to basically make the portal, have the Sentinel's arm like go through the portal, and make him like just go somewhere else. Just
And
Well,
it
no,
was
it was good because like they had her do that with that scene. the Sentinel like punched the wall. So
Right.
like movie making wise, they made sure like they weren't just like showing like okay, he's teleporting, Sentinel's gonna punch through the teleport, and they did a good job of showing that what goes through one teleporter affects the other teleporter as well. So they
Right.
had the Sentinel punching through walls or hitting barrels over.
Mhm.
They did a good job of showing that because
Yeah.
some movies it's like they don't care.
Yeah.
You know,
I thought they did a good job with she opened up a portal one time and Colossus like
the jump down.
Oh
it
yeah,
was like
that's
a
that
kinda
fight
smash.
scene.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that's when
That was
they.
good.
That's when she,
That was a really good shot.
Yeah, she threw it in the air and he.
And then
jumped
she
off.
threw
Yeah,
another one.
yeah,
He
he did
flips
like a-
forward.
Yeah, he increased velocity. Did like it was like a Superman
smash,
pose,
yeah.
like smash the Sentinel.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah.
So I guess we can probably go into our more.
Yeah. So.
I liked it a lot. I saw it twice.
Yeah.
We'll buy the Blu-ray.
Oh
I
yeah,
liked it
for
a lot.
sure.
So
Okay, so now that we've gone basically just our thoughts in general, so let's go into the overall plot of the movie. So how did it, guys, feel to you? Did it work? Did it not work? Was there anything that you thought was a little bit more like plot holy? Because honestly, for me, one of the big things that I liked, like I said before, was the fact that the plot of their movie, the movie wasn't technically labeled a reboot, but it kind of was, in that it reset the universe and it fixed a lot of the cinematic universe problems that they'd done with X-Men 3 and like X-Men Origins. Now that they fixed that stuff too with the way that they handled Deadpool's character, which was absolutely awful.
yeah,
It's the worst piece of trash I've ever seen in my life. But I mean, I really like what they were able to do with that. The whole, just the time traveling aspect in general, and that it's not traditional time travel, and that it's not like, oh, I'm going to get in a time machine and travel back. They sent like his consciousness back and just into a younger body. Like that, the kind of way they handled time travel like that, I thought was really interesting and cool, and I didn't expect it. So I thought it was really cool. So what do you guys think?
You go first. You go.
All right.
Oh, me. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The plot, right?
Right.
I mean, obviously, because I'm a comic book fan, and obviously, just visually, like looking at the story, it's different from the comic book of Days of Future Past.
Right. I was going to ask about that because I haven't read that comic book at all.
It's 2 issues.
So it's 2 issues.
Like 171, 172. I think X-Men, Uncanny X-Men. I think.
Right.
I could be wrong, but I know that's 2 issues though. I think I'm pretty sure it's 171.
Yeah.
But they send Kitty back in time, not Wolverine. But since it's the movies and Hugh Jackman is like the star of X-Men,
Right.
It makes but they made
it make sense.
Yeah,
though.
it made sense to have
Wolverine
go back and the whole like he heals type thing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense about your mind because like
Yeah.
you're sending a consciousness. Now what? That's not a
How's that
physical.
gonna heal?
It's not physical. That's like a soul. You can't see it.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense what they said.
They made it sound like it was like technically like they made it sound like his consciousness and his brain were the same thing. So that in that by healing his consciousness, it was healing his brain or something. Like
True.
that.
Like, they definitely made. I mean, they gave you a reason behind it, and like, if I hated X-Men, I'd be like, makes no sense.
Yeah.
But I like X-Men, so I'm like, okay, I'll let it slide.
Yeah.
But the issue was that Kitty Pryde, that's not her power.
Yeah, that's what.
By any means,
Yeah.
like,
She
her
is-
power has never been. Why is her power is that she can go through?
She can become
like. How do you even say it? Things can go through her.
She can become what is it? There's a word for it.
Yeah, what is
It's
the word?
intangible. She becomes
Okay.
intangible and she can go through solid objects.
Yeah, obviously, like she can.
But the way that they showed it is her power was like way more psychic, which makes no
Well, it's
sense
like-
because she doesn't.
And the thing is, in the movie, which is definitely a con in my opinion, is that this actually can be segued into one of my other topics I want to mention.
Right.
Is that they didn't mention one time or even addressed how she can do this power. Because if you are an X-Men fan at all,
Yeah,
or even if you've only seen X1, 2, and 3,
you would know
she's in
that she's
X3,
never done that.
And the only time you see her do powers in X3 is when she's taking Juggernaut and running away from Juggernaut and like sliding through buildings, or whatever.
Great scene, by the way.
Yeah, good, cool scene. But the thing is, like, what happened in 20 years to give her this telekinesis psychotic powers? Like, it's not how it works.
Yeah,
That's my
And,
only
like-
problem with it. I mean, I like the plot. That was my only like question with it because I've never read the comics, so I was just kind of like.
Well, the
How-
my
how's
issue
this-
is like, if you like, my problem with powers wise is like because the powers are really cool. Like I said before, they're really interesting powers, and they showed a lot of cool powers.
Right.
They didn't explain necessarily. If you like, the people who've seen X-Men movies or even read the comic books, obviously, Professor X,
Right.
Wolverine because you've seen him in every.
Oh
freaking
yeah,
movie.
every movie.
You know
that comes
Magneto
out.
because they tell you in the movie too.
Yeah.
You know Mystique because she's in every freaking movie.
Yeah.
you can guess hotspot.
Yeah.
You don't know Bishop's power.
No,
you
you
don't
don't.
know Warpath's power. You can tell.
I still don't know
power.
Warpath's power.
It's hard.
You can see, like...
You can tell Blink's power. You can,
Yeah.
you know, but you don't know Kitty Pryde's power at all because you haven't seen her power.
Exactly.
You see some fake power.
Yeah.
So it's like, not only do they not address the powers at all, they don't even tell you who half the people are in the future.
Yeah.
They don't even like mention them at all.
No.
You know, they say Warpath, they say Blink, and that's it.
That's it.
Iceman.
They never
jump
say
real quick.
hotspot. They
You know,
mention. They don't ever say Colossus. They just.
but they
he's
assume
just
you know,
there.
They assume you know already.
Yeah, they assume
he's
that you know
in,
for Colossus from X-Men 3.
He's in X2 too.
Was he in X2?
He's in X2 when they break
He
the
was in
house. He
X2.
saves the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't play a big role in that.
No,
right?
he's there.
No.
He was just there.
He had a bigger role in X3 than he did.
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
X2.
he wasn't part of the team. That's why he was a part
No,
of the team.
he was just a student,
Student,
at Xavier School.
So it's like my issue is like they didn't mention any of the powers or mention any of the people from the future.
Yeah.
And they kind of relied on. I know what they did it because they wanted you to have focus on
The past.
past characters.
They
which
jumped.
is totally fine.
Yeah.
They jumped.
But I
Which
don't-
makes sense, because like the majority of the movie is in the past.
Well, because I mean, also because since they kind of rebooted it, like
Yeah.
they don't exist anyways.
Yeah.
But that's a different topic later, I guess.
Yeah.
The Kitty Pryde thing didn't really bother me, but it's definitely something I thought about. Honestly, the whole past story, like literally, was
That's what I was going to ask.
most
Nick.
of the movie.
It was like,
Exactly.
what did you guys think about? Because we talked a lot about the future, so we've been talking a lot about the future scenes. So what did you guys think about the past
I
stuff?
hated all the past stuff.
You didn't like
Really?
any of
Here's
it?
the movie's great. I love the movie.
Right.
Even if I watched it twice, the second time I watched it, excuse me, I still enjoyed it. I enjoy the past stuff.
Right.
I don't need it.
Okay.
I mean, yes, it changes the future. I get it.
We get
Yeah.
the point already.
Wolverine
Like, you know
can
what I'm
do.
saying?
I know he can do it. Give me the future movie. Let me see
Yeah.
the X-Men of the future. Let me see Iceman and Kitty leaving Xavier. Why they leave Xavier?
Yeah. That's what.
Why is
that's
that?
another
When
thing.
did Magneto and Charles
All these
get
people,
together?
all these people ended up by themselves, and in the beginning they showed that little scene where the kid was walking around when they were talking about
Yeah.
that. I guess everybody like was being rounded up or whatnot, and he found the X-Men suit. Whose X-Men suit is that? Like they don't ever address that. That's just some random body in the middle.
No,
of
Oh, I
think-
forgot about that.
Was that a
yeah.
sewer? Was that a sewer hole?
No, it was a suit.
I think-
Like it was a
was-
suit
was
that
it
had
suit?
like the belt buckle for
I
X-Men
thought,
on
it
it.
was a sewer. Honestly.
Yeah, I
No,
thought it was
it
just
was-
like
no, it was a
I
suit.
thought it was like
Yeah.
what they call a manhole.
Nope. Yeah, that was a suit with the belt buckle on it. Like they're like the suit that they had. And I was like, well, who is that? Because they never addressed it at all. It's just some random.
Probably just saying like they're dead.
Yeah, it's just some
Ruins,
random
like,
dead
ruins
body.
around that.
Yeah.
But I mean, with that, it's like I don't care at all. I mean, don't get me wrong. James McAvoy, the Nicholas Hoult, the guy who plays Beast, the guy who plays Xavier, the guy who plays Michael Fassbender.
Michael
They're all
Fassbender.
great. They're all awesome. They do a really good,
They're
do
amazing
a really
actors.
good job playing all his characters. I think Beast was kind of iffy though.
Yeah, the Beast's character when Michael Holt's I don't know.
Nicholas Hoult.
Or is it Nicholas Hoult?
Nicholas Hoult, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He's in Skins,
Okay.
UK. But it's like they're great actors and they did a really good job portraying all of them. I think McAvoy did a good job portraying whiny Xavier.
Bitch Xavier.
Yeah, I think that was a really good job. I think.
Yeah.
I didn't need it.
Yeah.
I did not need any of that. Jennifer Lawrence is great.
I like Mystique.
Did not need to see any of that. I don't need any of that. I get why they did it. Obviously, that's the whole movie. Is pretty much
Right.
that. I want the future movie. I just mean.
Because
Makes
they
sense.
got us so interested in their characters. Like, I mean,
Well, they look
they-
cooler.
yeah, they
Yeah, they
introduced us
a
with
few
that.
French characters.
Cooler.
Like
Yeah.
that. They died so much quicker, but they were so much cooler.
Well,
Like Iceman.
you can't show me
biggest
a dystopian future, like techno future, with this cool gun that Bishop carries and his cool powers, and not even give me more of that.
Yeah.
That's my one complaint. I want more. Of
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah, they didn't really show Bishop doing all that much. I mean, honestly, I thought he was one of the coolest future characters.
yeah,
Especially when I actually like looked it up later and like found out like what he actually did and his power and whatnot, and I was like, yeah, why did they not show more of him? Because he's a really good character.
What is it? What
They
is
could have done a lot
it?
with him.
It's
He
just
basically absorbs other
Absorb
people's powers and is able to like he's able to like project energy blast
Like
with his gun.
general power.
Like any
just-
power, like he used hotspots, but he could have done the same thing with Iceman.
Well, Storm
Yeah.
did the same thing.
And the storm with her lightning.
lightning him, and he took the power and started.
Yeah.
Which is why when he
cool.
died, he exploded because it was like too
He
much
just
power,
he just couldn't take,
quote unquote.
Yeah.
which is that's a different thing for first class. But
Let's continue this.
but, yeah.
This the topic you have. You said general story. I know
Yeah.
I sidetracked. It was good. I mean, the plot was, honestly, a basic plot, but it was more superhero-y than Avengers, in my opinion.
Right.
Characters were cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was more of a continuation of First Class.
Oh, definitely.
Maybe
Yeah,
like
yeah, for
First
sure.
Class 2.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But
I could see that.
I like First Class, so maybe that's why I like this
First Class was great.
story.
Yeah, First Class was a good movie.
Great movie. So,
Okay, so
do you want to add anything else to that plot thoughts?
then
I'll go things else I want to say. But
is there anything like plot holes that you guys? Because one thing that I wanted to bring up is the fact that I don't know if you were probably gonna bring this up too, but when Michael Fassbender was yelling at Xavier in the plane about all of the mutants that died, and then talking about how he abandoned them, one of the ones that I heard that stuck out to me was Emma Frost. And if they really killed Emma Frost,
I mean, she did.
that was a dumb decision in my opinion.
Well, they knew they were going to reboot it anyway, so it doesn't matter,
But I mean, see, that's what I'm confused about that though, because they rebooted it past the point of
Okay, hold on.
Mystique
Let's just
saving President
let's
Nixon.
reel it in right here because this is where you're taking the movie universe and the comic book universe and trying to make them the same, which I do all the time. I'm guilty of that all the time.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do this, like plot thing and like character wise, it goes back all the way to First Class in general. Emma Frost is similar in age to Cyclops. Cyclops' brother is Havoc.
Right.
Why is Havoc in Vietnam, but Cyclops isn't born yet?
Yeah.
That makes no sense
either.
because Cyclops saves his brother when he gets his powers. That's how he gets his powers. They're in a plane. Plane messes up. They're falling.
Wait, they're both in Vietnam?
No, they shouldn't be in Vietnam. They're
because Cyclops isn't in there.
He doesn't exist. You know what I mean?
He wasn't in that movie at all.
They don't say that they're brothers. I guess
they're brothers,
in this movie.
In the comic books, you obviously know, or if you don't know, Emma Frost and Cyclops, they start dating.
Yeah, they're
for
dating.
a long time. Not anymore, but they dated.
Yeah, once Jean Grey dies. Yeah.
So it's like, how is he going to be dating some old girl? No, he's not. They're similar age.
Yeah.
So having also Mystique being Mystique would be 60 years old in X1.
Yeah.
Because she would be the same age as Charles.
Yeah.
You have this because in X1, 2, and 3 what's that model's name? Just Romaine Stamos or something like that.
Something like that.
She's not Stamos anymore, but she's Romaine or whatever. The supermodel. So she's so young, but in reality she's 70 years old.
Yeah, she's supposed to be the same age as Magneto and Xavier.
Come on, really? She was born in the 40s? Okay, I gotcha. So it's that's wrong. And then Havoc and Cyclops is wrong. Emma Stone's wrong. Emma Frost is wrong. Emma Stone should be in it though. So it's those things you just have to get over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just let go of it. But yeah, Emma Frost character, obviously they announced that she's dead.
Yeah, they killed her.
And
they killed Nightcrawler's dad.
Nightcrawler's dad's dead, which means that another plot hole. How is he gonna be born?
Yeah, how is Nightcrawler
if Nightcrawler's dead, dad's dead, and Mystique is dating Magneto?
Yeah,
how does it make sense? Doesn't make sense.
Is she still dating Magneto?
Right?
At the end of days, it didn't seem like they were still dating.
No, Charles made him fly away.
Yeah. Well, no, he didn't make him fly away. I thought
they never announced. I assume he flew away.
Oh, I thought Magneto just flew in his own. I didn't think Charles made him fly away.
No, okay. Here's why I think.
Okay.
Hold on. No, let's.
This is still plot, yeah.
Do I tell this now? Okay. So when Mystique took his helmet off and said, "Charles is all yours,"
yeah,
Charles controlled him to wake up and move the metal off him.
Right.
And he says, "Charles, if you leave me here, they will kill me. You know that."
Yeah.
He got shot in the neck. He passed out, and he got kicked in the face.
Yeah.
I think Charles went, "Okay, you can fly away." And they never say anything, and Charles doesn't do anything like this or like that or anything.
Yeah.
But I think he did. I mean, it makes sense.
It would make sense. That would make sense.
He's bleeding from the throat. How would he be okay to fly away?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a pretty significant injury.
Damn, yeah. The scene when he got shot in the neck, it went through one side. With the
it was a pretty visual scene when he got shot in the neck.
He was totally holding his throat and everything. So I think Charles
he totally
didn't do that.
Yeah, he definitely passed out from that.
So
shows how vulnerable they are too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he actually gets shot.
Yeah.
So what were we talking about before? You said I'm a Frost. Yeah.
It was just I didn't know if they were gonna
characters
bring her back or keep her have her stay dead or I don't know.
Well, with the plot holes being that obviously I mentioned to you before, Zach, is that and with Shaquille as well when we watched the first time is that Quicksilver and his sister.
Yeah, and his sister
was too young.
are supposed to be the same age,
Yeah,
and they had her
twins,
like
but she
really,
was-
really
She
young.
was like a 5-year-old kid. So
Yeah.
They also they mentioned that Magneto is his dad.
Yeah.
Silver's father.
Yeah.
That's a good nod. But then they kind of also screwed it up by having his sister be too young. So
And
They also had Michael Fassbender and Quicksilver. The way that I see it, they were pretty close in age, which wouldn't make much sense.
no, because you think about it, Charles is already almost a professor. He's already a professor, kind of
Right.
like knowledge wise
Mhm.
in first class.
Quicksilver was young.
He's like 16,
Yeah,
17.
it just
probably.
maybe he looked a little. He looked a little
He's
older.
a teenager for sure. He's
Yeah.
definitely.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I just thought that Michael Fassbender, because I don't know. I thought that they were both like in their 30s.
Oh,
So, yeah,
wait, who's both?
Magneto and
Quicksilver.
Xavier. No, I knew Quicksilver was a
I
teenager.
think
But,
think
like-
Magneto's older than Xavier. I think.
Is he?
I mean, he's in Holocaust, so I think he must have been older. I
Yeah.
feel like.
They look.
He was
young.
like 5 years old.
Yeah, but I don't know if I don't remember Charles being a kid and knowing how old he was. Like, I think he must be. Think about because if they're the same age, Charles and Mystique are the same age,
Right.
pretty much. And Mystique was definitely not born. She was definitely born after the Holocaust.
Yeah.
So I think Magneto's like probably like 10 years older than them. I think.
Okay. That would make sense.
I think that's just my opinion, obviously.
Okay. Yeah. That was just one of those things.
But obviously in the movie, mutants are all pretty much all the team from First Class are pretty much dead,
Yeah.
except for
Havoc.
a couple people. Havoc
And
yeah.
Mystique and yeah, that's about it. Everybody else basically
But
died.
Mystique, Havoc's only in it for 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's basically only there
Yeah.
for the beginning,
Then
and that's it.
Then he leaves.
They
So-
showed Toad.
And I think there's a little scene during when they had that scene where Magneto and the president and all those people are facing down, and they were showing it on the TV, and he was talking to the cameras. I think because they showed Toad then, and
Yeah.
they showed
Should Havoc too.
that other guy. Yeah, I was about to say I think they showed him a little bit there.
They showed every mutant that they saved
Yeah,
from Vietnam. They showed all the mutants that they rescued.
Yeah.
They showed again,
yeah,
which I thought was just pointless, really. Because
Yeah.
like, okay, again, X1 happens. You tell me that Toad is. If Toad, okay, if,
That makes
if
no sense.
Vietnam happens and Toad is like 18, 19, 20, you tell me that X1
he was like 50
yeah,
or 60.
bull.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
definitely
doesn't
was
look
not.
like that.
Totally, but not even like don't even X-Men don't even look at time because it doesn't even matter to them apparently.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it makes yeah,
So
true.
for sure. So
Yeah. Okay, so
well, I have.
are there any more plot stuff that you guys want to talk about before we move on?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
plot wise, just stuff that not necessarily plot, like writing wise or
Right.
like holes, just things that happened.
Yeah, that's
Obviously, the big thing that happened in the movie, people talk about a lot, isn't so much. It's Quicksilver. People don't care about
yeah.
Magneto. They don't care about Xavier. They care about Quicksilver's scene.
Yeah.
In the slow, his
In his slow mo when
scene,
when
the
everybody
fast
was
mo
shooting,
scene.
yeah,
Like people like that
so
character a
fast
lot.
that he was slow.
and they play the Pink Floyd song, I believe.
Yeah, Pink Floyd song. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad. I mean, he's cool. Definitely cool in it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see him more in Age of Apocalypse.
Yes.
But he's gonna be old again.
Yeah, he's gonna be
They're all
super
gonna be
old.
We think that, so maybe.
Well, I mean, if they're keeping with the timeline, which apparently time doesn't matter, so they might not. But
But Quicksilver's cool. I have other thoughts.
yeah.
I'll mention later. But
I'm kind of
Yeah.
interested to see how they're gonna do Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, or just
Yeah.
they're probably she's just probably be younger.
they're
than
probably
him.
just gonna say eventually that she's his twin.
Sure,
Yeah.
but
Probably
they'll
just
probably
consider
They're
say-
just younger.
I think they'll say his little sister probably.
Oh, well,
I think she'll be
Yeah.
a student at the academy
yeah,
next movie. I think. So
that makes sense.
what's
It'd be cool to
next
see
on-
that.
on the list?
Characters.
Okay.
Characters. We'll just talk about characters in the movie, and then we'll move on from there to some sub stuff.
What about characters do you want to talk about?
So, let's talk about past characters first.
Okay.
First Class, young Xavier, young Magneto, young Mystique, all those guys. Younger Wolverine, technically. What do you guys think? Was it...
Xavier.
Did you like... I liked Magneto.
Yeah, Magneto was
Magneto was a good character.
No, I think Michael Fassbender is probably the best. Like, he's the best person to play Magneto.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know if he's German in real life, or I don't know if he's Jewish in real life. I know he's German in real life.
yeah.
I don't know if he's Jewish in real life, but he played Magneto
He owned that
very
role.
well.
Yeah, he
I
owned
think
that
he
role.
I think if you compare, what's his name? Plays
Ian McKellen?
Yeah, shitty Magneto.
I could see, yeah.
He's not
that
angry, and even X1, 2, and 3,
No.
he's not angry enough.
No.
Fassbender was like angry.
He was
Like,
pissed.
he embodied. I want to kill humans because they killed my people.
Yeah.
That's some like.
The scene on the plane.
Yeah.
Again, I'll go back
Yeah.
to it because it was a good scene.
I
When
think it refers to
Yeah.
him being a better actor, honestly.
yeah,
Even though he's like half or 20 years.
the
older than
intensity
guy.
that he showed though on that scene on the plane when Xavier McAvoy tries to say that he abandoned him, and then Fassbender goes back and he's like, "I abandoned you? No. You abandoned us
Yeah.
because you hid away without your powers because you wanted to have your legs again."
Which is a plot hole, by the way.
Yeah.
Just saying. That's stupid.
Yeah, that he's able to get his
So
legs.
that whole plot device.
They
was
explain it, but the fact that he was able to, I was able to cure the paralysis for his legs,
With
but
the-
for some reason that messes with his genes too.
No, well, the whole that's bouncing back to the plot thing, which I was going to mention, but I forgot about. The whole plot device, which is what is the plot device? It's not about writing or anything. It's about giving Xavier hardship
Yeah,
to add difficulty to. Because it was
to add difficulty
if
to
it
the
was
mission.
Xavier,
Yeah,
if it was still Xavier, like Professor X, he'd be
Yeah.
like,
it would have been easy. He'd be like, "Okay, let's do this."
Wolverine walked to the door. He'd be like, he'd open the door and he'd be like, "I got you. Let's go." No big
Yeah,
deal. So
you wouldn't have had that 15-minute
Yeah.
scene in the school. You wouldn't have.
Unnecessary, yeah.
they had to make it
You would-
difficult
yeah.
to make a movie.
Yeah, otherwise the movie would be like super short.
But like logically, I mean, the X-Men logic, like really has something that can like, convert your DNA. Come on.
Let's be
Okay,
serious here.
Whatever.
Yeah,
And then the whole thing with Beast is stupid. Just make
Yeah.
make himself Beast.
yeah,
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about Beast.
He sucked.
He
Yeah.
was not that great.
He sucked. He was
That's
horrible.
why- that's
I
why
like
he died,
older.
right?
I like older Beast a lot better.
Old Beast is one was better. Yeah.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
But no, character wise, obviously Magneto and Xavier were great.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman I think is always great. I hate him.
He's
I
good.
hate him out for a long time. He's
Yeah.
too tall.
Yeah,
He was not stocky enough. Wolverine's short and big.
yeah, I get. Yeah,
Like a Wolverine.
he doesn't hunch over much. Yeah.
Well, he's
It's
yeah,
a lot.
he's-
I mean, it's one of those
Can you
things. He
imagine
just
that, though?
he gets him a little bit shorter. Is that he always like hunches over?
Can you imagine
But-
that though?
He's really fucking good. Though.
But it's like those great. I guess Jennifer Lawrence don't really believe her as Mystique, not because I don't think she's a good actress or because she's not attractive or anything like that. Because I don't think she can kick butt. Like I don't think she's badass to play Mystique. Mystique is like a assassin and
Yeah,
she can do all
she's-
these martial art moves.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence, I don't like. I know you didn't do that,
Yeah.
right? Like, come on, like don't act like you did. That was believable for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I could see that. That was definitely one of them.
Quicksilver obviously was great. I thought it was great.
Quicksilver was good.
For the short time he
the
was
short
in the
time he was in
movie.
it,
What else
yeah.
did we have?
In the past,
Yeah, I'm
That
trying
was-
to
that
think.
was- that was it.
Was that about it?
Yeah.
Striker, younger Striker,
Young
Oh,
Striker,
Striker, yeah.
was a good to have.
was good to show him. Yeah.
We didn't mention the whole thing of him and Wolverine.
Yeah.
At the end?
I was gonna
Yeah.
ask about
Yeah.
that, the plot hole that they had,
Yeah.
because technically, it's a review. I don't care. When they had they had Mystique find him instead of Striker
Yeah.
when Wolverine got tossed in the water. So technically, that means
So let's
Wolverine doesn't have his powers.
let's do that at the end where we talk about the actual ending.
Yeah.
I figure we'll wrap up with the ending. So
Yeah.
Future characters now.
Yeah, but yeah, future characters. I mean, we talked about it a little bit beforehand when we were talking about the future, but yeah, all the mutants I thought were awesome. The only one I don't know Warpath's power at all, so I don't know if that was true to form or not. I didn't really see him do anything like mutiny.
He didn't do anything.
He didn't really do anything mutiny. He just had the knives and he fought
Sport
sentinels.
character.
He sniffed twice.
Yeah, and he
stabbed
could
a
see them really far
and
away.
Stabbed a
Yeah.
couple.
And he
sentinels.
stabbed some sentinels,
feel
and
like
that was about it.
Native
But-
American spiritual power
Yeah.
somehow.
yeah.
I gotta paint my face.
Like
Why?
a paint a streak
Why
across
paint
my
your
face.
Why? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite X-Men that I felt they did sort of injustice to in the future just because he kept dying so much so easily. Iceman.
Iceman. Yeah.
Iceman.
Iceman didn't do
If you
anything.
Think about it.
He died so fast in that
He
opening
kind of
scene.
should have died fast.
Yeah,
His power was ice,
yeah,
and the Sentinels could adapt.
yeah, and
So
they just
had-
crack ice.
With the
I mean, it
fire,
makes sense.
right, yeah.
Well,
I just-
they had everything that could be
Yeah.
ice. They had the hot spot.
Yeah,
they
they
had
had-
the diamond. They had the Colossus power. They had
Yeah.
everything.
They had, I mean, their
So-
whole entire thing was that they could adapt and kill anybody. So the fact that they were able to beat his ice power is not that unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the fact that they adapted it so fast, all you have to do is be hot, and that's it.
So
But yeah.
See,
I mean,
they
But
didn't-
still,
they didn't
it was
melt him.
disappointing for me to not see him do more than he did.
You noticed that, right?
What?
Like when they were like shooting the fire at him or whatever, he didn't melt. He just like,
Oh yeah, no, they just broke him in half.
yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
They break him half. They just like.
Are we talking
they
about?
smashed his head.
We talking about this? Yeah, he broke his head off.
Yeah, and they stamped it. They
and
choked
then
him
they
to death, and then they stomped his head.
yeah.
Did they? Oh yeah, he did walk over his
Yeah, they
head.
walked on his head. It's like.
Just to give that extra emphasis of he's not coming back.
I'll mention that later. But feature character wise, I wanted Bishop was cool, and
Bishop was great.
Bishop
Yeah.
was cool. Hotspot was lame. Blink
Hotspot didn't do much.
Blink was
Blink was
awesome.
Blink was awesome.
Warpath was lame. He looked cool. Lame though.
Yeah, he didn't really do anything.
Storm.
Future Xavier,
Colossus was cool. If he could have done so much more than he did though. The one scene though during the sort of end battle in the future was really awesome. When Blink opened the teleporter and he smashed that Sentinel when he tried to break through the front door to get to Xavier and all them. It was a really good part.
Well, my favorite X-Men is Kitty Pryde.
Right.
So she did nothing.
Yeah, she did crap. She get butt kissed.
Yeah, she did nothing in pretty much the entire movie.
Yeah.
Well, she let the past happen again.
Okay, so
she let the whole reboot
she
happen.
sat in front of Hugh Jackman and didn't
and got cut,
used
and
her
then was like,
hands,
it hurts.
Also,
Magneto.
also how this. Remember, and this is kind of relating to the plot, I guess. But when Wolverine cuts her or stabs her, we didn't see what he does. I'm guessing she cut her. I don't know.
I'm assuming he had a claw and he slashed
But
her.
when he went crazy, when he saw Stryker and he's like slashed or whatever he did with Kitty Pryde and hurt her, and he said tie him down. Why didn't Magneto just like hold him down?
Yeah, I don't
He's made of
understand.
metal.
That.
Magneto could be like.
I mean, he did do that, like, not then, but I mean, he did do that later with his restraints. He put the metal restraints, but you're right. He could have just held him down until they got
If
restrained.
Magneto is that powerful at this point, he can just like look at him. And
He did that afterwards though, but he didn't do it like right away, which I didn't understand.
It was dumb.
Because he held him there, and then he was like restrain him.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all the characters, isn't it? Storm was.
Yeah, that was about it. Future Xavier, always awesome.
I think he was lame.
You don't like Patrick Stewart?
Not really.
You have to deal with him
I
now.
don't like Star Trek.
Oh.
Let alone Next Generation. So
Yeah, Next Generation Star Trek.
I don't like Dune. So
I haven't seen Dune.
okay, it's a sci-fi classic, but
I watched-
don't
I
think it's a
watched-
classic.
We'll put that
The
on the
original
list
one
too.
was on last night.
We'll put
yeah.
We'll put that on the list too.
I was just thinking of this future Magneto. If he didn't help at the end, like with everything that happened.
With the bunker thing or what?
Yeah, I mean he like reinforced like
The door and stuff.
yeah, to give him like that
Oh, they
extra.
would've died.
Oh yeah.
They would've
Oh,
died.
you meant in the future. I thought you were talking about in the past. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, in the future. Yeah, they definitely would have died a lot
They
faster.
would have died.
would they have?
They were still
completed
about to
that
die,
in
but
the-
they would have died so much faster.
Dude, it's like I don't remember exactly per se if the Sentinels in Days of Future Past in the comic book were made of not metal. I'm pretty sure that's.
I'm not sure what they were made out of
sure
in the
that's a movie
future.
thing to make it like hard because if it was metal, he'd be like
They look like the
Yeah,
destroyers.
just-
yeah.
from,
Which I was
whatever,
mentioning
yeah.
later on about the Sentinel, about the design.
So now that we've gone over like the characters themselves, you want to talk? Did we already talk about casting, kind of, or?
To an extent, not really, but
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about the casting? I thought the casting was pretty well. I thought they did a pretty good job of casting for the most part.
yeah, I think generally it was
In
pretty
general,
good.
most of all the first class
Fassbender,
casting
yeah.
was spot on. It was pretty good. Fassbender, McAvoy,
Yeah, I think everyone.
Jennifer Lawrence was I could see that she was kind of iffy. She wasn't that.
Yeah, I think everyone played the characters to an extent well. Jennifer Lawrence was the weakest in my opinion.
Yeah,
Just because I don't think she matches the sexy that is supposed to be
that is
Mystique.
Mystique. Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's my opinion. So
yeah. Okay, so Shaquille, you have anything about cast or?
I agree with you. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I feel so, yeah.
we've already talked about that. So you want to talk about one of the last things on my list is cinematography. So with that, we can do like just the way the movie was filmed, special effects. You want to talk about any of that stuff?
And what you were talking about design.
And
Yeah,
the
well,
design
we
and
kind-
character designs and
we kind of
whatnot.
mentioned already about the effects stuff earlier. Is that they're just done really well.
Yeah, they were done. It was really it was a really good visual movie.
I did think though, I've seen it the second time, more so with young Magneto, like they overdid the Rebel with his powers, like the effects of him moving
Yeah.
stuff, like the White House, like
That was
a lot.
They,
That was
they,
a
ju-
lot.
they just wanted to make it like they had a budget,
More dramatic,
They had
yeah.
extra budget to do an animation. Like, let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
make a bunch of stuff fall down.
Just make it rumble.
The stadium.
Speaking of which,
That
though,
was stupid.
the stadium was.
That was so dumb.
It was filmed so epically.
You're Magneto. You can just walk there and grab the metal from under the thing and just like
and just lift it
make
up.
a wall.
Yeah.
It was dumb. Whatever.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
But I mean that was. I can't even remember what I was talking about.
Special effects wise, that looked good.
Special effects. Yeah, it was good.
Well, just visually, it was appealing, especially the future.
Yeah.
Visually, it was appealing. The colors were good.
They
The
had really good colors,
action shots were really cool.
Yeah.
It was nice, fluid. The timing between going back in the past and the future were really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to mention primarily the design
of characters
stuff in general, mostly costume stuff.
They're black suits, right?
Well, that and like you said before, the Sentinel design. You mentioned the destroyers. From Thor.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I thought that too. Yeah, he did look kind of.
They look like destroyers. I thought they looked like shit. Like future Sentinels were intimidating. They were very intimidating looking, and like you actually kind of got scared for the X-Men when they fought them. They looked scary.
They looked really freaking.
I didn't like them, but they were definitely scary.
They were intimidating for sure.
And then knowing that they could do all the power stuff, like they could change powers and all
stuff.
stuff.
They could actually like counteract.
Every it was scary, ability. And they had like face beams, kind of scary. They were very similar to Destroyers though, but they were also different. No, it's not Marvel, it's Sentinel, so it makes sense.
Technically, they're the same.
But I wanted to mention primarily Sentinel-wise was that the past Sentinels were 100% horrible.
They were?
They were horribly designed. They were horribly animated.
They were really badly animated.
Looking at the scene,
that was the worst.
And looking at the Sentinels, they should not have been there. They didn't fit properly, like the lighting and the coloring. Like the future ones, they looked like they should be in that environment. They fit well. The future ones looked like
the coloring on them was off.
Just bad.
I don't understand why they had the whites with the purple and whatever. Like, the colors just didn't fit.
Bad. They were badly animated. They were badly the model was cool. They just didn't fit into the environment well.
Yeah.
Also, the design of the actual Sentinel I thought was horrible. Having your vent chest, like your chest. Vent,
I didn't get that either because they're supposed to have
there.
They have I know that's not the comic book, but in the comic book, they have rockets on their feet, don't they? Well, that's how they get around.
Basically, like a propulsion system, kind of.
Yeah, they didn't have that at all. The vent was weird. It didn't make any sense why. For some reason, they had a jet engine in their stomach.
Look, I understand why. I understand why they used jet engine.
I mean, it makes sense. It's like the technology of the time.
And they had guns. I get it. I understand that completely. Just why would you put it in your chest?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's really dumb.
I mean, it'd make more sense if it was on their back or like on the backs of their legs.
You
that
would
would
on
make
your feet too.
And their feet. Yeah.
It looked like a very weak. I wasn't scared of the past Sentinels.
No.
I was
not at all.
Afraid of the future ones for sure.
Yeah.
Not afraid.
The past ones were not intimidating.
Also, what happened between the past and the future, where the future ones couldn't fly?
Yeah.
Why they just take
they took out the Harrier jet and
they were like, yeah, screw the fan. We don't need to fly anymore.
They don't need to fly.
They also run.
They can jump.
Yeah, they just climb and jump.
Seriously, a stupid design there.
But they have those pods.
Doesn't make any sense.
They had the ship pod.
They had the Harrier jets.
So it's like, what?
Yeah.
I wanted to also say about design-wise, all the future costumes look really good. Wolverine's was kind of stupid. He had strips on his arms for no reason, just to look futuristic.
Oh yeah, his future costume? Yeah, it would look really weird.
Magneto's had a cool half cape, which he had in
the past too. I noticed that and I was like, yeah.
But Magneto's costume in the past looked really good.
And his helmet in the past looked really good. The fact that they made it like his helmet didn't look new. It looked old.
Because he still stole
because it was he'd been locked away for 10 years and it'd just been sitting there, been gathering rust and dust and all that stuff. And it looked old, and it looked awesome, and it fit with the rest of his costume. Because the rest of his costume was a really dark, brown color, and it fit.
It was red.
Was it red?
It was a dark burgundy.
It was burgundy. It looked like dirt. It looked like dirt color.
It was a burgundy color that makes sense to Magneto.
Yeah.
Versus purple.
But yeah, it looked like dark, dirt color,
Yeah, but design also wise, I mean, the Sentinels were bad. I thought in the past. Wolverine, the future costumes looked really cool. Bishop looked cool.
Yeah.
Storm looked like Storm. Doesn't matter.
Storm
Xavier was Xavier. All the future costumes, except for Magneto. No one else had a costume really in the future, or in the past, maybe in the past.
Yeah.
But in the future stuff, they pretty much they look cool.
Yeah.
They looked over the top. which is how they looked in the comic book. That's all I want to say about the design stuff.
Yeah.
My last topic I want to mention, or last thing I want to bring up,
Yeah.
besides before we get to the ending of the movie and how we thought about that, was that for a PG-13 movie, they really
stretched
had some intense
that
death scenes.
They stretched that as much as they could.
To have no blood in any of those death scenes, like we mentioned before, Iceman being choked,
Yeah.
being stomped, his head being stomped when it fell off his body.
Mhm.
Colossus being like
Colossus being pulled in half.
Yeah. And
Blink being stabbed 3 times by Sentinels, which is totally overkill. She's a little Asian girl. Stab her 1 time, it's fine.
yeah,
Storm
Bishop exploding into
Bishop
pieces.
exploding, Storm being stabbed like always down, almost to the elbow of the
Yeah.
cell, and just throwing her off a building.
Yeah, and then just throwing her away.
The cliff.
Yeah, that was some pretty intense.
Iceman didn't die the second time.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
well,
he
did die, but you
didn't see
he was
him.
being blasted.
Yeah, he just got blasted. Yeah, you didn't really see him die.
Yeah,
Not like you did the first time.
Warpath's way of dying.
I don't remember how Warpath
he was
died.
on top of the Sentinel, then they slowly brought his face.
Oh yeah, that was pretty intense. Yeah, I
and
do
he
remember
was
that.
screaming and stuff.
Yeah,
that was
a pretty intense moment when It was pretty torturous too.
I know.
Just
you kind of felt like, jeez. Like,
I felt bad for Warpath. I didn't even know who he was, and I was like, ooh, that's a bad way to
gone
die.
already.
He died pretty bad both times though.
Yeah.
Like the first time he was like.
Did he just get stabbed? Oh yeah, he was, and they did the same thing. They blasted him again.
So
he's the dude that gets blasted.
But that sounds kind of.
But
that's all I want to mention before we get to the end.
okay.
So.
That's all I had. We talked. The last thing I had was plot holes, but we'd already done that with plot and whatnot with Wolverine and all that.
I wanted to add something to that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
How Magneto could control the Sentinels in the past by putting metal rods into them.
Made no sense.
Yeah,
but that was
like,
just a quick.
How does that relate to him?
And the fact that
computers?
for some reason that he was able to put a metal rod into them made them attack humans instead of mutants.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Oh yeah, no, switch that off and you attack mutants again."
I've also never seen Magneto. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I love Magneto. I love X-Men, but I don't. I grew up a DC fan. I'm a DC fan now. I just happen to like Magneto a lot. I don't know all about Kenny X-Men or how far his abilities go. I know it's like magnetism to an extent, which is why he can fire beams and stuff in the comic book.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's why he can float. But it's like I've never seen him turn metal into a liquid.
When did he do that?
Remember, he took the rods of the when he controlled the.
I thought he just made them more malleable. I didn't know he made it a liquid.
He turned them like tiny, like little thin things, and like was able to control. I was like, what?
Yeah, he was able to basically it was like almost string cheese almost, and the fact that he just peeled it apart and
I don't know how that controls computers at all.
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't know.
So.
I mean, they don't care about time. Why should they care about technology?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
So.
But, we can talk about the ending, and then with the ending, we can talk about the upcoming sequel that they're going to have, because they already announced that they're doing a sequel, X-Men Apocalypse, which I'm super psyched for. So
they show that,
and they show that little minute end credit trailer like they do for all superhero movies nowadays. But, so the ending in general, what'd you guys think? I thought it was good for the main purpose that it fixed all the problems that X-Men 3 and X-Men Origins created, and basically allowed them to reboot the universe and bring back a lot of cool characters like
Cyclops.
the one that I mentioned, Cyclops, my boy. It's one of my favorite characters, man. I can't.
No, I love Cyclops too. You know I'm a Cyclops fan.
Yeah.
But you were so annoying in the theater when that scene happened.
I said it twice.
Shaquille,
Both times we went.
Yeah, I was
the first time you did it.
The second time I said it. I did it again.
Yeah,
I was that psyched.
Oh, y'all went again?
We saw it twice.
We saw it twice.
Oh,
we've been saying that this whole time.
Yeah, we saw it twice.
Because I remember you saw it 3 times.
No, I didn't.
No,
I wanted to.
He wanted to. He was going to see it by himself.
We saw it twice, and the second time I was next to Zach again. He did it again.
I did it again.
He was like,
I don't care. I have no shame.
Like, Cyclops. Yeah.
Cyclops.
Come on,
Cyclops. It's my boy.
But you can continue what you were saying.
But yeah. So I felt like they handled the ending really, really well. The fact that they just they did the whole thing with Mystique and her making the decision for the future, and then they kind of broke off the past at that point, went back to the future, and they showed everything that the decision fish. They show all the changes. They brought Jean Grey back, pre-Phoenix. They brought,
or so we think.
Well, yeah.
Maybe she could control it.
She still had the bright red hair, so maybe.
Maybe she could control it. I don't know.
Maybe. Who knows? It's a reboot, so they can do whatever they want.
X3.
But yeah, they did. They brought Jean Grey back. They brought Cyclops back. They brought
Colossus.
basically
Rogue.
every character
Everyone.
character that died.
Rogue.
Basically,
Rogue.
Rogue and Iceman are together now.
Yeah.
They fixed that with him and Kitty Pryde.
And Kitty Pryde's back with Colossus.
Colossus, yeah. So yeah, I thought
Beast.
all in all, it was really
Beast is
well.
alive again.
Yeah, Beast is. Wait, did he die next?
No, you
X-Men 3?
remember he? Did he?
Didn't
I
don't
think
think
he died though, right? But
No.
he came back though.
I mean,
No.
you mean the original old Beast was back?
No, well, Beast was because in Nicholas Hoult dies. Like
He did?
He asks Wolverine, "Do I die in the future?" He's
Yeah,
like,
he
"Yeah."
Oh,
said yes.
well, yeah,
So he gets
yeah. They
at
brought
some
him
point,
back.
So he gets brought
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, after yeah.
But you saw him right? Walking
Yeah.
through, yeah.
It's hard to miss him.
Yeah.
He's
I
a
mean-
big blue guy, and he says, "What's up, Logan?"
No, he says
Late start, Logan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he does the little chuckle and he walks away.
I thought the ending was good. It was very happy-go-lucky,
Yeah,
which I thought was fine.
Yeah.
To have all those
I
X-Men
was
die.
fine with that. After everybody dying, I was like, yeah, put
Is
some
Mystique-
happiness in there.
What happened to Mystique?
No one knows.
No, didn't mention her. Didn't mention Magneto.
Yep.
Didn't mention anybody that was
So
not
my
in
theory,
the school.
My theory is this: that since Magneto goes away
Yeah,
and the world saw mutants fight each other, because in X1 and X2, mutants are like a secret.
yeah,
Like the Senators are trying to like stop them under wraps.
yeah,
So they're like X-Men's private, but
Yeah.
in this movie they make it known to the entire world that mutants are alive.
yeah.
And that-
Magneto makes sure that everybody knows the mutants are
Yeah,
alive
and that
and that
Xavier-
they should band together.
Like Xavier and his people obviously saved the president, so they're obviously good guys.
Yeah.
This guy can float and do metal stuff. He's obviously a bad guy.
Yeah.
So they show the teams flat out.
Right.
So I think in the past or in this new rebooted future, that the school of mutants is known around the world and they're fine. The X-Men can fight in public and they're known to the world. Like they're known to the president or whatever. And they do their presidential things. And they help him. But the Brotherhood of Mutants exists somewhere because Magneto's still alive. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure they're going to bring back the Brotherhood of Mutants.
But ending wise, I thought it was a happy ending. It was a cool ending. I was glad to see Jean Grey back. I love Jean Grey a lot. I love the actress who plays her.
Mhm.
Cyclops, I love Cyclops a lot, but they didn't give him enough time or enough respect in X1, 2, and 3 because
They didn't give him anything in X-Men 3.
they made him. Well, in general, in all the movies he was
Yeah.
in before, because they made him a secondary character.
Yeah.
He's the leader of the X-Men, but then Wolverine comes in and takes over basically.
Yeah.
So that was I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
Having a second chance to become a leader again.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's dating Jean Grey still, which is good.
Right.
Wolverine's alone again. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. Rogue's back. Love Rogue. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm
She
glad
didn't take the whole anti-human potion thing that they made her take.
Well,
in
I'm glad
X-Men
she's the
3.
same actress too. I'm glad
Yeah.
I like her as Rogue.
Yeah.
Problem is, I told this to both of you guys, is that Channing Tatum is coming out.
And gonna
is gonna be
ruin
Gambit.
Iceman's life.
And Gambit and Rogue have a very long relationship, so it's gonna be sad anyways.
Yeah.
So
The only thing I don't
funny,
like
though.
about Rogue is that
Funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
the only thing I don't like about Rogue is that, at least from what I can tell based on the old cartoon series and whatnot, and like games that deal with her, is that she's supposed to have like a really thick, like
Accent.
Louisiana accent, like Gambit does.
Yeah, she is.
And she does not. In the actress who plays her does not have,
No, not at
does
all.
not even attempt
Not at
like
all,
any
no.
sort of accent like that,
Not at all.
which I'm fine with. It's just that's one of those things that was like, I mean, when I originally saw her, X-Men 1 was when I was like I guess probably 10 years old or 8 years old or something like that.
Young.
Yeah, really young.
Yeah.
So at
was-
that point, I wasn't even reading comic
It
books,
was-
so it didn't
I
matter.
think it was 99, honestly.
Yeah, so it didn't matter to me because it was just, oh, she can take other people's powers. That was cool to me,
You like
even
Cy-
though she didn't really use it that much.
You like Cyclops' new visor or shades or whatever?
It wasn't his visor. It was
Shades,
the same shades.
shades. I know.
Yeah.
That wasn't the
It
same
was the same
shades.
shades he had. They were it's the same.
They're kind of
thing.
different, right?
I don't remember the other ones.
In the
No.
X-Men 2, they show in X-Men 3 they show.
And one of the X-Men movies, I think it was X-Men 1, he has like regular glasses that are just
Yeah.
silver, I think. But I mean, even those glasses that in Days of Future Past, they look kind of dumb. But you forget he rides a motorcycle, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
They're sporty looking. So
Yeah,
it's
they're
okay.
sport glasses.
Um,
That's
I didn't watch the ending scene
Thing about
I've only.
Apocalypse.
I mean, there's
I
not.
didn't watch that scene.
I mean, there's nothing. There's nothing to
Both
literally.
times we watched it, I walked out
Because it's like you have to watch all the credits.
Well,
so I didn't.
I just don't care enough.
Yeah. Oh, I don't
I'll
care.
see
I
when
just
it
looked it
comes
up on
out.
YouTube.
I'll
Yeah.
see
He
when
was
it
just
comes out.
moving Apocalypse, like moving.
Well, it barely even. It's literally it's just a guy on a hilltop, like I'm assuming it's ancient Egypt.
Egypt, yeah.
Like, and a bunch of people are like bowing down to him and like chanting, I guess his name or whatever. It's like it's in Egyptian, so you can't really understand. And then you see him with like his blue-faced self, and then you see the 4 horsemen on the horizon.
It was really.
Yeah, you
Did you
you
watch
don't
a
see
different
the
one?
4 horsemen, but you see 4 horsemen.
Did you
like,
watch a different one?
No,
I
it's
think-
the clip.
Because
Like you see, it's like a profile of his face, and then 4 horsemen are like right here.
the one I saw, it
Like
was
they're actually on horses, Shaquille.
well, the one I saw, it was him like showing a shot behind him, and it was like panning over, and while he was doing that, it was him like going like this, and there was like a
Yeah, there's a bunch of
there was
people
a
down
no,
there.
there was a pyramid, and he was
Yeah.
like he was shifting the blocks.
Yeah,
he was
but
like
then,
moving the blocks a lot. Then it was just
yeah, he
panning
does-
around until it shows his face. I mean,
Yeah, but when they do, that stuff happened. But when they do that pan around, like the very last scene is the 4 horsemen,
Those were
like,
them on
the horizon. Well, you don't know who
Next-
that. It's probably has nothing to do with the 4 horsemen that are going to be in the next movie. It's just showing you that this is Apocalypse, and he's going to have 4 horsemen. But that's the last thing. Like literally, like one of the last things you see is like the profile of his face and the horsemen.
What do you think is gonna happen with?
He's gonna come and he's gonna wreck shit because that's what he does. He's like one of the most powerful mutants there is. He just wrecks shit. That's what he does.
Yeah, he's overpowered.
He's way more overpowered than
He fuses with like cosmic beings.
Like-
That's stupid.
like he's how overpowered the Sentinels. He could destroy a Sentinel.
Wasn't he the
Most
first?
likely.
Wasn't he
He's
the
the
first
first,
one?
Yeah, he was the very first one. Like he would. You know how they tore Colossus in half.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would probably be able to do that to a Sentinel. That's how overpowered he is.
I mean, I haven't seen the ending scene. I don't really care about it because I'll watch it.
It wasn't that
I'll
great of an
watch it
ending
regardless,
scene,
and
really.
I don't need to see that to be excited for it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not
So-
really that hype, really. Honestly.
obviously, with the ending being the way it is, things happen that make you question what's going to happen. Like obviously Emma Frost is alive again, probably.
Hopefully.
And I wonder who's in the X-Men. Like, who are the X-Men now?
I want them to bring Nightcrawler
Back.
Nightcrawler back.
Does Wolverine have adamantium? Why would
Are they gonna give him-
Why would he have it? There's no way for him to have adamantium.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
would talk about this
Oh,
before,
yes.
but the way that I think they're going to do it, which I read, I don't remember where I read it. I haven't been able to find where I read it.
Yeah.
But apparently, in one of the stories, when Apocalypse has his 4 horsemen, Wolverine becomes one of his horsemen, and he gives him adamantium when he becomes one of his horsemen. So if they don't have him have his adamantium, that might be one way that they have him do it. Is that they
But
give him his adamantium through becoming horseman.
But okay, so with that, right, that would state that he either gets adamantium in the next movie, or he has it already and he's met Apocalypse prior to the movie.
Yeah.
Which I think would be dumb for him to be like, he would be the most not... Like, he would be like a crappy X-Men if he had only bone claws.
I mean, when
Yeah.
he wakes up, like, does he have it?
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
I mean, they
like-
showed him in the past, like, he was literally useless. He did almost nothing in
He
the
did,
past.
he did absolutely nothing
Yeah.
in the past.
He tried to do something, and he couldn't
like,
do
if
anything.
he wakes up... Like, when he wakes up in the movie, and in the movie,
Yeah.
like, you don't know if he has adamantium or not.
Yeah,
Because,
they
like,
don't address it at all.
Because Stryker is where he's at. You don't know where
Yeah.
Stryker's at. So, and he's found by Mystique. So it's like, what happens right then? Is Mystique like, what happens? Should
Yeah.
Mystique give him adamantium? Probably not.
Yeah.
Is adamantium even found? Because like, the whole reason why they find it is so they can use it on a weapon. And
Yeah.
if the world thinks mutants are nice, then why would
Then
they
yeah,
have,
they have
why
no
would
need
why
for a
would they
weapon.
need adamantium, you know?
Yeah, there's no need for a secret weapon project.
Also, where's Sabretooth at? Is Sabretooth alive now or what?
Yeah.
Things like that, you know.
Did they kill Sabretooth?
Doesn't he kill him in the first movie? No, he's in the second movie, isn't he? First movie.
No, in Origins he was there. No, they did kill him in the first movie.
Origins is a prequel, though. Remember that.
Yeah, I know.
He's in one.
Yeah, I
He
think
fights in one.
I think he dies in one
I think so too.
with Toad and everybody else.
I don't think he was a big.
He was like an unnamed,
Yeah.
like he's like a henchman type of guy.
Who, Sabretooth? Yeah, they didn't really.
crappy.
He just had that one. He just fought Wolverine. That was his only purpose in that movie was to fight Wolverine.
Yeah. So yeah, Zach.
Yeah. So overall, before we finish this episode, we're gonna do a rating scale from now on. So, let's do just 1 out of 5. So 1 out of 5. What do you think of the X-Men overall?
Go first, Shaquille.
4.
4.
4.
Yeah.
5 being good, right?
5 being the best. Yeah. 1 being the worst.
Okay.
Yeah. Jason.
I would say 4.
4.
There are things I would change about it to make it better, in my opinion.
Mhm.
But it was still really good. And I watched it twice. I'll watch it again when it comes out.
Yeah.
So 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
For sure.
4 out of 5 for me too. Yeah, I thought it was overall it was a really great movie, and it did what it was meant to do, which was essentially reboot the universe for the next series of movies.
I just say this though. I'll add this to my rating though. It was the best reboot I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Like, I
it
mean,
was.
like, I've
It
seen-
was so good of a reboot that they didn't even have to label it as a
well,
reboot.
like. It wasn't a reboot of a series.
Yeah, it was.
Right. It was the reboot.
Yeah,
It wasn't even like, hey, here's Prince of Persia. Here's the reboot game.
yeah,
No, or here's Mirror's Edge. Here's the reboot game. It was, here is our Flashpoint. Here is
yeah.
this is the event that changes the universe.
Yeah, it's essentially that's
So,
actually
yeah.
a really great point. Yeah,
They-
it was
they-
their
They
flashpoint.
didn't, like, they could have made a movie where it's like we woke up, and they could have said in the movie, in like the trailer or like in the opening scene, this happened, and the future was changed forever. They could have
Yeah.
did that,
Right.
like movie stuff.
Yeah,
But they gave an entire 2 hours or whatever,
Yeah.
how long it was,
to reboot
to
this entire.
to make a reboot.
Yeah,
So,
of
like,
this entire.
that was the
universe.
event that was good. So,
Yeah,
4
yeah.
out of 5 for sure.
It was really good. Yeah, 4 out of 5 for me too. 4 out of
4
5 all
5.
around.
So,
Yep. Okay. Well, this is Zach and Jay's Ticket Stubs. You've been watching X-Men: Days to Future Past review. Check back next time when we review Godzilla.
yeah.
See you guys next week.
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 Yeah.
See you guys.